Okay, can we start?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
we will start with family. Okay, so we will go with an approach like paper 1 and paper 2 we will cover together. So you know already family is there in paper 1, that is few concepts and international level thinkers, international level understanding is what we focus in paper 1, and in paper 2 it is at the Indian level, Indian context. Okay, so mostly the application we will see in the Indian context. So we will combine both together, paper 1 and paper 2. So with this, maybe in 2-3 days, 2 days maximum I will cover it up. Okay, complete family we will finish. So thinkers we have completed. I will that meet, if somebody missed out yesterday, I will upload that today itself. You can watch that today. And we will start with family, so you can see the questions. This is very simple. There is nothing much like what we have seen till now. Till now it was slightly difficult because we were doing with thinkers. Now all these things are known to you. So system of kinship. So we will see what are the different system of kinship. I'll tell you what you mean by kinship and everything. Family, household, marriage, types and forms of family. What are the types of family? What are the different forms of family? Lineage and descent, patriarchy, sexual division of labor, and what are the contemporary trends. So these are the topics that we need to broadly cover. So like what we have done in case of thinkers, you don't have that kind of notes or theories here. So mostly you need to consolidate the knowledge that you have, and you need to write from your side, apart from few definitions. Okay, so marriage, you need to know some definition. Family, you need to know the definition. Household, you need to know the definition. And apart from that, few thinkers, like what Parsons told about family, okay, and what Murdock said about family. So there are certain authorities in family. So we will also have to look into their opinion. So it is going to be very simple only. So let's start with the first topic, that is marriage. Okay, so you can see here, marriage is a very important institution which eventually leads to establishment of family. All right, so marriage lead to establishment of family. It is an institution consisting of complex of norms and values woven together to fulfill a purpose. So marriage involves certain norms and values. Okay, so technically, now this definition you need to know. Technically, marriage is defined as legally recognized arrangement. So there is an element of recognition required. So legally recognized arrangement between two or more individuals. So two individuals, or it can be more also. In case of polygamous marriage it is more. In case of monogamous marriage it is two, and it can be same sex, it can be opposite sex. When we talk about the individual, two individual can be of the same sex, okay, gay parent family, or generally it is the opposite sex. Okay, and it is not only two, it can be three, it can be four, it can be polygamous marriages also. So recognition, individuals that carry certain rights and obligations. So those who are enter into marriage, the two individuals generally of opposite sex, or two individual of same sex, or if three individuals, okay, whatever it is, they carry certain rights and obligations. In this way, marriage is understood as having three important elements. Okay, so you can see here recognition, individuals, rights and obligation. Now we'll take one by one and we will see what is this. Recognition, it can be cultural or legal. So in all societies, marriage is not simply an individual affair. But see, in the modern society, you will say this is a contemporary trend, that individual is more like an individual affair in the modern society. So we don't think about legality, we don't think about culture. So okay, in the modern society, some sort of recognition is must. The recognition in present society is understood at two levels. It can be cultural recognition, it can be legal recognition. For example, some marriages culturally may not be recognized, okay, but legally will be recognized. For example, intercaste marriage. Intercaste, cultural recognition is not there, but legally it is recognized. right? So it is not necessary that all legally recognized marriages are culturally recognized, but most of the cases of culturally recognized marriages are legally recognized also. For example, what is main cultural recognition part? If you see, it is, we have caste exogamy. Let's suppose two caste, Brahmin and let's say Kshatriya. So between them you cannot marry. So this is what exogamy, between two caste, this is what you call as caste exogamy. Okay, so caste exogamy is not allowed. But what is allowed? You have to marry within the caste. So what is allowed? Caste endogamy is what allowed. So that is what the cultural recognition. And one more feature is there here. If you see within caste, there are different gotras. We will study about this gotras, like clans or gotras, different. So within gotra, the marriage is not allowed. You have to marry between gotra. Okay, so the reason is within gotra, people are related by blood. So blood relatives, among them marriage is not allowed. So between gotra, you can marry, but within gotra, you cannot marry. So I would write gotra exogamy is permitted. You need to marry outside the gotra, not your blood relative. Gotra endogamy is not permitted. So this is the marriage rule. This is the cultural rule. But when it comes to legal, you can marry within gotra also, no problem. Okay, see, and this is the typical marriage rule. Even when it comes to South India, there is a deviation from this also. In South India, you can even marry uncle. Okay, so there are different systems among Muslims, among Hindus also, that you can even marry your uncle. So we will discuss about all those forms of marriage. But what I'm saying is, generally, caste exogamy is not permitted. You have to marry within caste. Okay, so caste endogamy, within caste, that is permitted. Exogamy is not permitted. Similarly, gotra. Gotra is this. Within caste, you will see a lot of clans or gotras. You should not marry within gotra. Why? People are related. So ultimately what I'm saying is, you should not marry from relatives. You should marry outside the relative structure. That is what gotra exogamy is allowed. Marry outside. So what I'm saying is cultural recognition and legal recognition. If the relationships is normatively defined, like what we have seen now, when the relationship is established by law. In most of the society, cultural recognition is also considered as legal recognition, but the vice versa is not true. Okay, so in the case of traditional society, cultural recognition is must. For example, Kha Panchayat. So the entire issue of Kha Panchayat is mainly because of that gotra exogamy and gotra endogamy, clan exogamy and clan endogamy. Okay, we will be discussing about Kha Panchayat concept and all in detail later, but just have an idea that this is a cultural recognition of marriage. Any doubt here from what I've discussed, this cultural recognition? This part, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. But there is a trend towards increasing tolerance of legal marriages. Nowadays, what you can see, more of legal marriages more than cultural marriage. Okay, in Western complex society, marriage is increasingly becoming a subjective affair, and the subjective interpretation of this relationship is gaining more importance. For example, in the case of live-in families or gay parent families, it is their individual affair. It is legal marriage. Whether they are accepted culturally or not, it is not taken into consideration. Live-in also, it is not accepted culturally, but legally it is accepted. Even Domestic Violence Act is also covering the live-in relation. Okay. Next, individuals. So first part we have done recognition, then individuals. Although marriage is done between individuals, but it results in formation of much wider kin groups. In this way, marriage is not only defining linkage between individuals, but also between groups, right? So marriage between A and B, marriage is there, but entire A's family and B's family is now getting connected. So the most common form of marriage includes two individuals of different sex. This is the common form, two individual and different sex. So opposite sex, monogamous marriage. This is what you call as monogamous marriage. But there is a recognition of other forms also, like more than two individuals. That means polygamous marriage, or even two individuals of same sex. That is a gay setup and all those things. Okay. So in terms of worldwide trend, the universal acceptance is of monogamous marriage, right? That means two individuals of opposite sex. But there is a growing tolerance of other forms also. But the polygamous marriages are declining. Right, even the institution of marriage itself is declining. Even people are not interested in living between two. Single parent family is emerging, live-in relation is emerging. So there is no scope for polygamous marriage in the society because responsibility is more. People are getting more individualistic. Okay, now rights and obligations. Third point. So we are talking about the definition, we are explaining the definition only. So we have done with the recognition part, it could be cultural or legal. Individuals, we have said it could be two individuals of opposite sex or same sex, okay, or it can be three individuals also. Now rights and obligations. So marriage involves rights and obligation which has implications for not only individuals but also groups, right? So between two groups, between A and B marriage is there, between group also there is an obligation. In most of the societies, the rights and obligations are culturally defined and are also recognized by law. Modern law in due course is gradually modifying the traditional conception of rights and obligations which has a deep ramifications for the structure of family. For example, among Hindus, the provision of divorce is introduced by law. Similarly, the notion about rights and obligation of women is changing. Okay, so you can see in the modern society, the idea about the rights and obligations of women is changing. Okay, finally, even in the context of subjective interpretation of marriage that we have just before discussed, marriage is mostly individual affair and mostly subjective interpretation. Still, the observation of rights and obligation is considered essential. It might be between two individuals, it might be an individual affair, there is nothing to do with society or culture or your family or anything, but still between them the certain rights and obligations are essential. Everywhere marriage is being solemnized through rituals generally defined by religion. Okay, so marriage ceremonies will be there. It will be different for Christians, it will be different for Muslims, it will be different for Hindus. So based on this, you can see different types and forms of marriage. Religion defines the various rituals which need to be performed in order to establish the rights and obligations. Thus, there are different forms of marriage on the basis of different rituals. For example, Hindu marriages, Muslim marriages, etc. Okay. So that's about marriage. Now, any doubts here?
Sir, hello sir.
Tell me.
Sir, in the definition of marriage, sir, the polygamous marriage is banned in the Hindu law. So how means it will come in the legal definition of marriage? You have written that more than two individuals can also get married.
See, we are talking about paper 1. This is not paper 2 discussion. In paper 1, we are not confined to Indian society.
Okay.
We are more like liberal thought at the international level discussion is what we are taking. So nowadays marriage is more like just a commitment between two people. It can be two people, it can be more people. Okay. So,
okay. Means we should not be confined to only Hindu law.
No, we should not confine to Hindu law. We don't even want to talk about Hindu law when it comes to paper 1. Maybe some examples, some cases we will discuss, but otherwise there is no relevance because the thinkers that we are going to discuss here is Parsons, Murdock, Durkheim, etc. So they have never came to India or they have never studied. They don't know about this caste system or anything.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So that will be a micro view if you are talking about Hindu system and Hindu law or Indian system. But I've explained in just an example that caste endogamy, etc. I've just explained that example to understand that cultural recognition. Similar type of cultural recognition will be there across the world.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is one example that I have taken for you to understand. My discussion, this discussion is not confined to India. It is at the international level.
Okay.
Yeah. Now family. So marriage leads to establishment of family. which is understood as a primary group for an individual. So individual is actually born in a family, right? So this is going to be the primary group. So you can relate it to meat yesterday that we have discussed. So from here only the outer conversation start, the self develop, and all these things are actually happening from family. So by writing mead also you can actually talk about the importance of family for a child. From the societal perspective, family in itself is an institution. It's a social institution as well as an association. Our family is our association, right? The first association that we are a member is actually our family. Traditionally, family is defined as a group of people who are related by blood, marriage or adoption, live together, are an economic unit, means everybody will take care of everyone, and bear and raise children. So this is a traditional definition of family. Recently, family is being understood in more liberal terms. In this context, family is considered as a system of relationship in which people live together with commitment, form an economic unit, and care for any young, and consider their identity to be significantly attached to the group. Okay, so nowadays it is more like in terms of commitment. So modern family, we talk more about commitment. Traditional family, we talk about, blood relation, marriage, everything we can discuss over there. So modern family. So both you can write. Okay. So now before that, I will discuss about few thinkers here, which is related to family. That will be more important, and then we can discuss about family in detail. So the main authority in family is G.P. Murdock. Okay, so if you can write down also some important points. I may not be including some points in the PDF. Okay, so G.P. Murdock is one of the most important person when it comes to family. So according to him, elementary family is found everywhere. Family is existing in any non-society. Okay, so he studied around 250 societies and he can see family in every society. That means family is actually understood by Murdock as universal. So family is universal. So he found elementary family, one type of family, one or the other type of family everywhere, and he have identified certain common elements here. So when it comes to family, the common elements are, firstly, there will be a common residence. Okay, so people live together in a house, okay, under the same roof. Secondly, there will be economic coordination. Economic coordination. Please take down this, whatever I am writing here. Okay, I am writing in bullet point. These are very important, so may not be there in PDF exactly in the same way. Common residence, economic coordination, and then sexual reproduction. All these are self-explanatory. There is no need for me to explain this. Sexual reproduction, and that means reproduction. Okay, and then socially approved sexual relation between adults of both sexes. So socially approved sexual relation. That means family is one of the function of family is actually sexual gratification. So here, socially approved sexual relation between adults of both sex. Okay, so the children here also, there will be children born to these adults, or the children may be adopted. So born or adopted. Okay, so these are universal, and exceptions may be there, and he highlighted the exceptions also, like blacks in South USA. Okay, and Nayars. Okay, we will discuss about the blacks in South USA, Nayars, etc. Nayars of Malabar. Okay, in Kerala, when we discuss about Nayars in Kerala, they showed different pattern. So that we will discuss later. But now this part is more important. You don't want to focus on the exception here. Okay, so there may be some exceptions. So that is in terms of Nayars, but these are rare. But this is the common elements that you can see in any family, in any part of the world. These are the common elements, like common residence, okay, and then economic coordination, and then sexual reproduction, socially approved sexual relation between adults of both sex. You can see this will change. Both sex will later change to it can be same sex also. That is a somewhat modern understanding that we will discuss under. Okay, so I hope you have done with this. You might have taken down the 5 points. Now if you see Anthony Giddens. So Anthony Giddens is slightly given a modern perspective. Anthony Giddens, so as a group of family is actually group of persons. Family is group of persons. Okay, they are linked by kin connection. Kin connection means relatives. Okay, so family is group of persons linked by kin connection. Adult members will assume the responsibility of caring children. So caring children is the responsibility of adult members. Okay, so you can see here simply they are talking about what? Adult members. Adult members. In the previous case it was made clear that 2 adults of the different sex, right? Both sexes. But here just adult members. So you can interpret that it is slightly broader compared to the previous discussion of Murdock. So Anthony Giddens has slightly given a more modern or broader definition of family. So group of person directly linked by kin group or kin connection, and adult members will take care of the children. Okay, so it can be same sex also. Now here emphasis is on commitment over the traditional features of family. So here emphasis is on commitment. Okay, so this is the Anthony Giddens idea. Now we will see types of family, but before that let's discuss here also. So first definition, you can see marriage is a group of people who are related by blood, marriage or adoption, live together as an economic unit and bear and raise children. In case of second definition, family is being understood more in liberal terms. In this context, family is considered as a system of relationship in which people live together with commitment. So people live together with commitment, form an economic unit and care for any young, and consider their identity to be significantly attached to the group. If possible, try to reproduce the same definition, or in whatever way possible you can write also, not a problem. Okay, so here you are focusing on it can be adults of both sex or same sex. Commitment is what matters here. Okay, so over and above the traditional features of family that we have discussed, here in this case commitment is playing the most important role. Okay. Now family exists in every society and it can be understood through its different dimensions. Different types and forms of family exist in different societies. For example, Indian society and US, if you take European society, you can see different types and forms. We'll see that. Family exhibit different structural aspects which varies with time and space. For example, earlier the structure of family, now the structure of family is totally different. Extended family before, now mostly nuclear family. Even this also changed to single parent family. Okay, or you can say different interpretations are there. Weekend family, dual career family. So we will see all those things in the coming discussion. But here the structure is actually changing. The structure of family changing. The function of family is also changing. Family performs certain basic and derived functions which again varies across time and space. So from here, now from 1 I can ask you a question, what are the types and forms of family? So question number 1. From 2, what I can ask you is what are the structural changes? Okay, structural changes in family, that is your question number 2. Okay, here what are the changes in function? That is your question number 3. Now I'll give you the content and based on that we will discuss also in the coming session. So we will quickly discuss about the types of family. Okay, so first types of family. Everything may not be there in the PDF, so when I discuss about this sessions, you have to take down some lecture notes, whatever in between whatever I'm saying, you may be taking it down. First one, conjugal or companionate. Conjugal or companionate. Okay, so here you can see from this word itself, companionate means it's like a friend, right? So husband wife deliberately avoid kids Okay, and they live their own life, they just enjoy life and they don't care about the kids. Okay, so deliberately avoid kids. Okay, so it is like double income and no kids family. So conjugal companionate family means this is actually a new trend which you can see, double income and no kids. So ding family, it is understood as ding family. In European societies you can see double income, no kids, ding families are emerging. Okay, so that is nothing but the companionate family, deliberately avoid kids so they have their own life. Second, nuclear family. This everybody know what is nuclear family. Children born out of monogamous parents. Okay, so here there will be a child and the parents will be of monogamous. So kids will be there, parents will be there. So this parents will be of two. It is monogamous, different sex generally when we talk about nuclear family. But nowadays it can be same sex also. But we consider nuclear family as child with the parents. Okay, so it should be monogamous. And what if it is polygamous? Polygamous also, like person A can have wife B and wife C. So this is polygamous. In that context also there will be a child. Okay, same person can have child from B and C. So this family is the compound family. Compound family. Okay, so conjugal, nuclear family, compound family. What is the difference from nuclear family? Instead of monogamous, it is polygamous. Okay, now what is extended family? Extended family, here basically more than one parental units will be there. More than one parental unit. So you can see when we discuss about nuclear family is of two types. Nuclear family is only one parental group, right? Two types is based on polygamous and monogamous. So nuclear family and compound family. So extended family is also of two types, vertically extended and horizontally extended. Okay, or you can also see in some textbooks linearly extended. So both are same actually, linearly extended, okay, and laterally extended. So linearly extended means, vertical extension means what? Like this, A, B, they got married, so they have a child. Okay, maybe two kids are there. Okay, so this is a male, this triangle, and will marry. Let's suppose only one kid is there for A and B. Okay, so they married and they also have a kid. Let's say another boy. Okay, he also married and they also have a kid, like this. So you can see here vertical addition, you can see, right? So this is what linearly extended or vertically extended. So here what you can write is 3 or more generation. Okay, for example, if this is you and your family, you are the husband and the wife, so this is your kid. Okay, and then this is your parents, and this is the father and mother of any of the parent. So this is what linearly extended or vertically extended. Horizontal extension, this is basically 2 generation. Okay, or 2 or more couples. Here it will be like this, like A and B. Okay, and similarly B and C, or not B and C, D and C, like this. So these two are couples, these two are couples, and for them there will be kids. Okay, for them also there will be kids. So this is what horizontally extended or laterally extended. So it may be the sons and daughter of P and Q. P and Q married and they got this child A. A got married to B, and like this. D also is the child of P and Q and got married to C. So this is, this one more you can add if you want, E, F. Okay, so you can see this is horizontal extension. Okay, So this is what horizontal extension. Now, if this family, if P and Q have more kids, you can see horizontal extension is increasing, GH like that. Okay, so this is, if you see, this is horizontal extension, and if you see, this is actually vertical extension, and exactly what is that is I have shown you here. So you understood what is horizontal extension, what is vertical extension. It is nothing but linearly extension and laterally extended family. Okay. Now there is one more concept which is given by Henry Main. Henry Main coined this family, extended joint. Extended joint means the property held jointly in this case. Property held jointly. So this is a concept given by Henry Main. So you need to write the name of these thinkers when you're writing these answers. Okay. Now see, we are talking about different types of families, so I hope you understood the different types. Now there are certain other types also based on different aspects like descent. If you talk about descent and lineage, we will discuss in detail in the coming session, but just understand types can be based on this also. On the basis of descent, there can be patrilineal, matrilineal, okay, and bilateral. We will be discussing about what is this patrilineal. Patrilineal means from father's side you take the identity. Matrilineal means you take identity from the mother's side. Okay, bilateral means we will discuss that in the coming session when we discuss about descent. Okay, now Nayars are examples for this, Khasis of Meghalaya. Okay, they follow. For example, Khasis of Meghalaya hills. Okay, they are examples of, they follow this matrilineal. Nayars also in Kerala. Okay, so they follow the matrilineal setup. So they trace identity from the mother's side. But most of the families or most of the concept is actually based on patrilineage. From father's side, you take the identity. Okay, now the family can also be classified on the basis of residence. See, all these things are there in your PDF. We will discuss, but I am just explaining before that also. So residence, on the basis of residence, it can be matrilocal. Matrilocal means you got married, like A and B got married, and they will be staying in the mother's house. Okay, so matrilocal, that means wife's house. That is like Nayar system. Patrilineal means husband's house. Okay, so male is the authority there, or they can establish their own house. So neolocal. So newly married couple, they will establish their own house and stay there. That is neolocal. Okay, and then there can be this concept duolocal, like they stay in father's house and they stay in mother's house, like that. Or father, mother, what I mean to say here is husband and wife. Okay, husband and wife. I have one line towards female and one line towards male. Not exactly father and mother. You may be confused here. Okay, so matrilocal means wife's side. Patrilocal means husband's side. Neolocal, both of them. Duolocal, you will either stay at husband's side or wife's side, or alternately, 1 week here, 1 week there, like that. Okay, then there is one more concept which is actually given by Pauline Kolenda, a very famous, very important sociologist. We will discuss about Pauline Kolenda's study in paper 2. So he gave a concept of avangu local. Okay, so avangu local is like you stay in the house of uncle. So this is again typically followed among the Nayars. Okay, so before in Kerala, this was a system. In case of Nayar women, let's say Nayar woman, okay, so she don't have a legitimate husband. There will be visiting husbands, like the Brahmins will come in the nights. Okay, so these are the traditional Kerala structure among the Nayars. So they won't have a legitimate actual direct husband to trace. So there will be visiting husbands. So for example, Nair woman, the kids born to Nair woman, let's say A is the kid of Nair woman. So even the Nair woman cannot tell who's the father of the kid. So in that context, they take the identity from the uncle. Okay, so uncle is the brother of this Nair woman. So A will trace identity from uncle, as A cannot trace identity from, he don't know the father. The Nair woman already don't know the father of the baby. So that is why this system among Nairs, the study we will see among the Malabar society. Okay. So this is these are different types, and few more other types if we see on the basis of authority. Authority. So who is holding the authority? If you see based on that, if male is the authority, patriarchy. Okay. If female is the authority, or female is getting more powerful in the society or in the family, it is matriarchy. Okay. And nowadays you can see, so here father is powerful, so here mother is powerful. Now what is the contemporary trend? The child is more powerful, right? So you can even write filiocentric. Filiocentric means the kid is more important, like what car you need to buy, the child will say what TV you need to buy, right? So what kind of TV channel you have to opt for, everything has to be decided by the kid. So nowadays it is filiocentric concept. Okay. Now apart from that, like to recognize you in terms of name also, there are different types, like patronymic, but rarely we use this classification when we discuss about types, patronymic and metronymic. For example, if a woman, or if this person, this is person A, okay, this is a male, and let me mark it in square. So have different wives. Okay, let's suppose B, C, D are different wives. So B have a child E, F, G their child. So all of these have the common father, right? So they all have the common father. So they will be known in the name of, the mother. For example, Ram, Lakshman, right? Kausalya Putra, etc. Okay, so to recognize whose son is that. Otherwise, all the three, Ram, Lakshman, everybody is actually from the same father. But to recognize, you will use the name of the mother. So that is what patronymic. In case of matrilineal system, there can be this opposite, patronymic. So here this case is polygamy is there. Okay, polygamy. Within polygamy, this case is polygyny, when a male have more wives, wife 1, wife 2, wife 3. Polygyny within polygamy. So the opposite, female have more wives, more husbands, like polyandry, right? So female have husband 1, husband 2, husband 3, like again some tribes in Nilgiri hills. Okay, so these are examples. Apart from that, you can even make a classification, conjugal and consanguinal. Okay, this is not a important point. So conjugal consanguinal means consanguinal is the blood relation. We will come to that later. So these are the types of family. Any doubts here? All these are very simple. I will incorporate everything in the PDF.
We haven't talked about joint family anywhere.
No, joint family we won't talk in paper 1. Joint family is typically Indian concept. We instead talked about extended family. Instead of joint family, whenever you write an answer in paper 1, you will only write extended family. You will not use this word, joint family in paper 1. We may use to give example. Example of extended family is what Indian joint family system. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because that is how we understand. It is actually extended family. One of the example of extended family is what? Joint family system in India. So joint family system that we discuss separately in paper 2.
So in vertically extended family, the couples always have a single children?
No. It can be any number of children. I have given you an example. The extension is going vertically, like A, B, they are couples. For them, there will be a male child. If you see a triangle, and then he will marry someone. Okay, they can have a male and a female. So like this guy married and got a child. So you can see this is vertical. Okay. Now if you can see this girl got married and one more boy was there, he also got married. If you see on this line, this is horizontal addition. That is laterally extended or horizontally extended. This is vertically extended.
Okay, sir. I understand.
So within a family, both can be possible. Vertical extension is possible, horizontal extension is possible.
Okay, sir.
Any doubts? The PDF is gone. I'm not able to get it.
Most of the questions will be on the types of the family.
No, different questions will come. We have different more concepts also, but types is one. I've told you here. This is just one question that you can get. Types of family. Types. You can get the structure of family. You can get function of family and contemporary trends of family. All we will discuss.
Okay.
Contemporary trends we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, I think only this much here in the PDF. Tell me, Arun.
So then what are all the structural aspects of this family?
The structural aspect I'll take tomorrow. Structure we have to identify in different dimensions. Different dimensions will take up the discussion. Okay. So now I don't have the PDF right now with me. So what I can do is I will discuss the contemporary trends now. Okay. So before we discuss about contemporary trends, we will see Parsons' understanding first, and Parsons' contemporary understanding also we will see. Traditionally, what Parsons understood and what is contemporary understanding. Parsons is also an authority in family. So Talcott Parsons. Okay. So pre-industrial society had which type of family according to Parsons? Pre-industrial society had extended family. Okay, so there is no need to have any doubt here. Pre-industrial society had extended family. So the reason is actually, there are multiple reasons he's saying is life expectancy, it was short. Okay, so because of that there is a need for social, life expectancy is short. Secondly, there is a need for social support. Okay, so more members, there will be more better social support. It is social capital. Okay, and it was a labor intensive economy, so you need more members in the family. So that is why extended family was preferred, and only simple skills required at that time in the pre-industrial society. Simple skills, and these skills were mostly taught in the family itself, right? So this is the idea given by Parsons. In case of pre-industrial society, the family type in the pre-industrial society, so it was extended family, life expectancy was short, so you always try to have more children, because you don't know what will happen with your children at any point of time. Health facility and all is not that great. Then for social support, labor intensive, so more population is required. Then more breadwinners will be better for a family. Then simple skills, there is no formal teaching or anything, will be taught in the family. Now after industrialization, what happened? Industrialization led to specialized skills. Okay, so when we talk about industrialization, this simple skills is not the case now, it is specialized skills. So, and then you also need to talk about social mobility aspect. Okay, so this is not that labor intensive like when we discuss about traditional society. So you don't want to have too many kids in the family. Okay, not that labor intensive. Specialized task is emerging, or specialized skills are emerging, and then which is required for industrialization. high social and geographical mobility, so people won't prefer to stay in the extended family. There is a possibility that you have high geographical mobility and social mobility. You get the skill, you get the education, you get the better job, you will be treated in a better position in the better class. Okay, so mobility is very important here in the modern society. So I'm expecting that you know all those things, so only the point is what I need to give. Mobility we have already done. It could be social, it could be geographical, right? So both geographical and social mobility is there in the industrial society. So people will migrate, so it will automatically become a nuclear family. So what he says is a nucleated family, in fact it is nuclear family only, it is a structural fit for industrial society. So you should be writing exactly the same word, nucleated family seems to be or become the structural fit. Structural fit means for this particular structure which is preferred, nucleated family is preferred. So nucleated family is a structural fit for industrial society according to Parsons. So this is a Parsons idea about traditional society, not traditional society, pre-industrial society family and industrial society family. Okay, then Arun, tell me.
So this industrial concept was also given by Parsons.
Industrial
Concept is that given by Parsons, or we are comparing between the Parsons?
No. Both are told by Parsons, not comparing. Both are given by Parsons. He understood and he only concluded this. What I'm saying, the family is actually the nucleated family is the structural fit for the industrial society.
Okay.
So he is saying in pre-industrial society this was the situation. Industrial society this is the situation.
Okay.
Okay. Now, next thinker, one more thinker I will explain here, which is again talking in the context of nucleated family, and there will be opposite arguments also against a nucleated family or nuclear family. So here again in support of nucleated family, William Goode. Okay, so he is again supporting Parsons. So he is actively supporting Parsons, and he is saying occupational status to be achieved here in the modern society, not the ascribed status. So you know what is ascribed status? Ascription versus achievement. You remember when we discussed about the pattern variable, we have discussed ascription versus achievement. So in the modern society it is based on achievement, not on the basis of ascription. So there is no point in having a joint family, extended family, or staying over there with simple skills, etc. You have to achieve the social mobility. Okay, so ideology, secondly, ideology of individualism, and individualism is actually more important than family according to William Goode. Okay, but there will be opposite views also, that you consider family as more superior than your own aspect, but here this person is saying individualism is having more ethos or is actually against the family values. Okay, then people selectively maintain relation. So it is not necessary that you will maintain relation with all your kins equally. You might have cousins XYZ, but you may selectively maintain the relation, and this is seen mostly in the modern society. This was not the case in traditional society. So here there is a role bargaining. So role bargaining, this term is used by William Goode. Actually these terms has to be there in your answer. I'll give you this. So role bargaining is actually increasing. Okay, and people selectively maintain the relation with important kins, whoever they feel that important for their mobility, their achievement. Okay, mobility is considered important, achievement is considered important, so selective relation between kins is actually managed. Then nuclear family helped industrialization. So industrialization require free labor, and at the same time mobility is required, geographical mobility is very much required. So nuclear family is actually helping in migration. So nuclear family helped in industrialization also. So thus nuclear family became a culture. Nuclear family became a culture. So William Goode is also supporting that the contemporary trend in the modern society, what is seen in the industrial society, it is a nucleated family. Okay, now there are counter views also against this. So the main counter view is Elizabeth Roberts. So counter view means they will say what? They will say even though nuclear families are emerged, but jointness will be there. Especially we will discuss that when we discuss about Indian context. Indian thinkers are conducting a lot of studies, and we will discuss IP Desai study and all. Very important. You don't worry about these names. I'll be taking all these names in detail tomorrow. Okay. So here Elizabeth Roberts. These are standard names. Any books if you refer, you'll get these names. Okay. So you don't want to worry even if you are missing here. Even if you are not able to understand here, just read even that Nitin Sangwan book. All these things will be there. These are everything. These Parsons, Murdock, all these are standard points. Okay, everybody will write it. You cannot afford to miss it. It is not that I am giving some new points or these are specific notes which are made here. It is common and everywhere it is there. Igno it is there. Harlem-Bose it is there. Essential Sociology it is there. Every book you read, you will find this point. What does that mean? Without writing these points, your answer is not complete. So these are the common basic necessities of this answer. Okay. So Elizabeth Roberts. Okay, so when he discussed about the context of industrialization, so here what is actually happening is industrialization actually led to the growth of extended family. Okay, so growth of extended family. So how growth of extended family is actually happening is because you might have migrated. So people are migrating from different areas. So like person A came, okay, so person B will come from this area, person C will come from this area. So they started living together. Okay, so migrant workers started living together as a family, and you know the concept of extended family you can see even in the industrial society also. So industrialization actually led to the growth of extended family due to the help provided. Even the joint family also together they come and they stay. Joint family also help in the industrialization. Okay, so there is a very famous study of Industrialist of Madras that also coming in your paper 2. I am keeping it for paper 2. So that is also going to help you to answer this case, but that is in the Indian context. So what I'm saying is extended family is also helping the industrialization. Okay, now second study in this context, the opposite view of Parsons and William Goode is Wilmot and Young. Wilmot and Young. So in England they conducted the study, in US also they conducted the study. So in England in the study they are saying in both almost the same conclusion, both are against the concept of nuclear family. So they are saying even though people are living in nuclear family, but regular contact is maintained. Okay, so regular contact is maintained. Out of the people who were asked, most of them were actually talking to their parents and their family every day. Okay, and one more reason is there apart from that, this concept of babysitting. Because of this babysitting reason, husband and wife will be working. Okay, so husband and wife will be working. So they need the help of whom? They need the help of parents. Okay, so they will also be definitely there. So it is not nuclear family necessary. When we discussed about the nuclear family theoretical concept, it is husband and wife and child, right? But parents also has to be there. As soon as parents are coming, it is a joint family. So at least for babysitting reason, because husband and wife, they are both engaged, they both are employed. So in the modern society, high individualist society, they both are concerned about their career and two income is required. Okay. Even in case of US also, structurally isolated nuclear families are rare. Okay, so it might have found, it might be, you may be able to find the structurally totally isolated nuclear family in dual carrier family. Dual carrier families. Okay, so they maintain no relation because of their self-sufficiency. So they are self-sufficient, so they don't want to care about the family, so they don't have any connection with family. So what I'm saying is, these kind of cases, these are exceptions. So in this kind of situation, dual career families, I'll discuss dual career family later, but dual career family means both husband and wife working, okay, both are earning, maybe both are working in different firms, different sectors, altogether different dimension. So they both are earning, they are self-sufficient, they don't want to depend on anyone for anything. Okay, so in this kind of family, you may not see the jointness, but other than that, completely isolated nuclear family you won't find even in US also. So these are the arguments against Parsons and Goode. Some more is there. So one more person is there, Colin Bell, a very important study. Colin Bell. So what he says is the physical distance became, the physical distance is there between the family, main family and the nuclear family, but because of internet and mobile phones, okay, and the air travel, because of all these physical distances overcame. Now it is very easy to maintain the kinship bonds, okay, so the kin connection and the relations, it is very easy to maintain, and it is actually maintained. So even though every day you may not be meeting, every day you may not be talking, but still when they meet or when they talk, the quantity might have reduced, okay, so the quantity of interaction might have reduced, but the quality is actually increased. So this guy is also of the opinion that the completely nucleated family is not there. Okay, so he says it is a modified extended family. Nowadays it is modified extended family. So modified extended family or dispersed extended family. Dispersed extended family. So Colin Bell, very important, you need to write this, okay. All these names that we have discussed are authorities in family, so you cannot afford to miss any of these names. So modified extended family means, I'm saying they may not have the common residence, but the kinship and the jointness is maintained. For example, between A, B may be cousins. They may not live together, but they maintain the relation. So that is what modified extended family or dispersed family. So because of internet, okay, WhatsApp, Facebook, air travel, telephone, all these facilities. Okay, we will rest we will discuss tomorrow. Any doubts you have, we can discuss now. Yeah. Family is very easy, everything is direct, there is nothing difficult to study here. You just need to remember some views of some thinkers.
Hello sir.
Tell me, Aman.
Sir, in need I have one doubt. Sir, in body versus mind, which is micro, which is macro?
Mind.
Mind is what? Macro or micro?
Micro. But effectively body and mind both are, evolution process, okay. So mind is specifically micro, body also to an extent, micro only, but when it comes to society, then only we can say totally macro.
Body is macro. How can we say it, sir? Means in the terms of size or what? In the terms of thinking process?
No. We are saying in terms of that evolution. So when we talk about the actual concept, it is the mind which is micro aspect. Body is biological aspect. We don't want to talk about micro or macro over there. Body is biological aspect. He is also taking into consideration biological evolution. So their body, when it comes to body, there is actually no question of micro or macro.
Yes.
Body is entirely different concept. So I have told you that he combined this micro macro approach, and he also incorporated the approach of Darwin's theory of evolution. So he is bringing body here so that biological aspect could also be incorporated.
Okay, sir.
So micro macro, when you understand here, you only talk from the point of view of mind and society. That is micro macro. That is the integration of micro macro.
Okay.
Body is that a biological aspect.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any doubt?
Hello?
Tell me.
Sir, it's from Murdock. What, according to Murdock, is the difference between unanticipated consequences and latent functions?
Unanticipated. This is the question, no? Previous year question.
Yes, 2019.
Okay. Unanticipated. What is that? Unanticipated
Consequences and latent functions.
Unanticipated consequences and latent functions. What is the difference between this, right?
Yes, sir.
Can anyone tell me what is the difference between this unanticipated consequences and latent function?
Maybe latent dysfunction.
Yes, that is the answer here. Okay. See, this part is same. Unanticipated and latent means both are same. Consequences involve both function and dysfunction. Right? But what is asked? Latent function means only this part is asked.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Can we stop here? Yeah, Arun, tell me.
Sir, in that question, do we have to mention about the manifest function dysfunction also?
Yes,
or
yes.
just latent dysfunction?
Yeah, here towards the end only, give less importance if you have content. You give less importance if you face the content deficit. Towards the end, you can elaborate. It all depends on the content that is available with you.
So then can we incorporate the theory of self also?
Yes, yes. No, not theory of self here.
Okay.
Manifest and latent function is connected to this only, so you need to write that.
Okay.
You can write manifest and latent towards the end. If you need to elaborate, you can elaborate. It all depends on the content. But here itself you have enough content and you can write examples also. Right?
Okay.
Okay, can we stop here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just go through the discussion that we have done today. In case any doubt is there, we will discuss it tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.